Hey guys, Blazie here, and I am reviewing the Lion Guard series in this video, all the way up to Season 2, Episode 4, because Episode 5 of Season 2 is another movie that leads into the story of the second season, so that will be a separate review. So if you watched the last review, you know that I didn't mind the first TV movie they made. It wasn't too bad, but the songs were kind of bland besides the one, Tonight We Strike. Still love it, and then the new characters that become the Lion Guard just didn't get enough attention that they needed. But of course now in the actual series they can give each character as much attention as they want and really flesh them out. So now, having watched the majority of the series, I could rightly say I love all the characters. Even Bunga grew on me in the end, even though he's nothing but steak and fart jokes most of the time. But he really grew on me in the end. But my favourite has to be Ono the bird. He just makes me laugh and feel sorry for him when things go wrong. He's the more logical of the group. It seems to be a running thing of the type of character I like. Like Donatello and so on and so forth. He's probably also the most valuable of the team with his keen eyesight, being able to fly up high and see what's going on. That's how most of the show is. Most of the time with him, and he'll like fly up, spot like, oh no, there's a problem over there, let's go over there and fix it. That's usually what happens. I just really like his personality, and his catchphrase is Habano, which means oh no in Swahili. His name is Ono, and then his catchphrase is oh no. Ha! But yeah, like, I don't remember if I said this in the other review, but we'll say it here. The group tend to say a lot of Swahili words, which at first is very confusing. Like, you think you misheard them or something, and there's like no subtitles or anything, like in like the very first episode or something. So if you want to understand what they're saying, you gotta Google it. And basically, yeah, Ono says Habana, Kion says Hebi Kabisa, which I think, if I remember, means like totally intense. And then, yeah, so on. That, I do find it a little annoying at first when they are saying these words and you have no idea what they're saying. After a while, you do start to understand what they are saying. Just at first, it's a little off-putting. It's cool though, they are putting those words in there. It's still, like, keeping up with the African names and such. Even there is a character called Doggo later, which I looked it up, it means small in Swahili, so that's kind of funny. In the end, like, I don't mind it at all. It's really cool that they actually do use a lot of Swahili words and such. That's cool. That's very respectful. And after a while, you do just start to go like, okay, that means that. That means that. He's saying it there, so that must mean that. Basically, yeah. So in the end, it's fine. I guess it's a bit more different than like hearing like shark puns or turtle puns or something. You know, it's not lion puns all the time or something like that. So that's a nice change of pace for me. So the show is mostly about protecting the circle of life, and they do explain what it is in the Pride Lands very well, and I appreciate that. Like how they explain that vultures and hyenas are scavengers. They go after what is already dead, so the ideas of hyenas coming out into the Pride Lands and eating whatever they can be disastrous to the ecosystem, aka the circle of life. There's an episode where they explain that the hippos live out in this little spot where when the fish become too many, they leave for a time and the crocs come in and stay there to enjoy the fish. Then the hippos return until more fish are born, and so on. But then there's a new croc, Maku, who becomes a new leader, who is also a recurring villain in the first season of the show, and he wants to take over there permanently, which then makes the hippos take over somewhere else, which makes those animals move on somewhere else, and so on and so forth, which then, yeah, disrupts the ecosystem and then screws everything over and messes around with the circle of life. Like, I really like how they, do really explain it, how it works, and what could go wrong when this kind of stuff happens. It's really good like that. So yeah, stuff like that really, like, happens quite a lot in the show. Other episodes not as interesting and so on in the end. It's a kid's show in the end. You know, I don't really expect too much, but that said, I really enjoyed this show. I had no faults with this show besides one, and that is in every single episode there is a song. And there's not one I loved. Not that they're all bad, they're just extremely generic, and some with odd messages in them as well. Like Furry the cheetah sings about wanting to just be alone. She prefers hunting on her own. And yeah, that whole episode you would think would be about togetherness and you could do better with friends. But it really wasn't. Like, the message was, it's okay to be alone. That's something you don't see in kids' shows very often, though I did like it. I did, that's actually really cool. But yeah, as I said, there's a song in every episode, and kind of, well, Well, I did anyway. I started to groan every time a new song came out because I don't care. And they would go on for so long. Like, these were full-fledged, like, 2-minute long songs, and they just kept going and going. Okay, not all the songs are bad. There are some really good ones. Like, yeah, I don't mind that they're saying about, like, yeah, it's okay to be alone. Or there was, like, one that's to say, be, like, what I like to say, be who you want to be. There was that kind of song, and that was really great. That was actually one of the better ones. There was another villain song that wasn't too bad. Most of the villain songs aren't bad. It's just more or less they still sound very generic kind of thing. They're not bad, they're just like generic kids songs. But that's really the only negative I can say about this show, to be honest. I like the main cast of characters. I've had Simba, Nala, Rafiki, Timon and Pumbaa all get a lot of attention too, and I got used to Simba and I don't mind him in the end. The episode that made me like him is when him and Bunga got stuck in a cave together, and Simba has never liked Bunga, but like he's his friend's son, so he just puts up with him. But yeah, he gets trapped and eventually they split off because they get angry at each other, you know, that real classic kind of story kind of thing. You know, thinking, oh, their way is the right way, but then they start getting, like, lonely and scared, and so for both of them, not really realizing it, both start singing Hakuna Matata. And then they start, like, hearing each other and start singing it together, and then they find each other again, and then they both realize, oh, crap, we are brothers. We were both raised by Timon and Pumbaa. I like this. And so now Simba seems like good old Simba. He's like acting a lot more cheery and kind of stuff. And it was really cool. It was great. And even Bunga was fooling him Bo. And Simba's just like, that's King Bo to you. I found that funny. I found that great. After that, I actually really like Simba more. And speaking of Timon and Pumbaa, I love them. I absolutely love them in this show. I always love them. I'm a huge fan of Timon and Pumbaa, but in this it just made me love them even more. Goddamn, they are just so protective of Bunga and Simba. Like, Timon constantly calling them his babies, especially in that episode when those two got trapped together. He is so worried about them, and it's adorable and sad and cute, and I loved it. They really see them as their kids, and it's great. It's absolutely love that. And again, they are familiar voices, making it even more better. Then some of the messages of the show, like I said, can be weird, but good as well. The first episode has Kion meet a female hyena and learns that not all hyenas are evil, as they belong to another clan that understand the circle of life, and are happy living life as they do, so I appreciate that. A lot of the show is about all kinds of animals helping each other out and such, you know, like how life should be. It's a good message. That's something as well that's really appreciated, is how many different varieties of animals are here in the show, and that's really cool. You know, they're really respecting the African wildlife and all that. It's really, really cool. Sadly, Mufasa is no longer voiced by James Earl Jones in the series, and well, yeah, Mufasa is still in it, appearing here and there when Kaya needs help. All he's gonna do is ask. It's a bit weird, but whatever, I don't mind, I can deal with it. And I still absolutely love the hyenas, Junjar, Jesse, and Chunga, as well as some of the other villains who appear in more than one episode, like the jackals or vultures, or Maku even. So, there's actually not like a whole lot of episodes we see Kion use a war. He is careful about it because he can do some serious damage with it. We have seen him do that in like one episode where he protects his mum, Nala, and then like he just destroys the trees and surroundings with it. It's just like, oh wow. He's got that kind of power. But when they do show him using a war, they do some cool stuff with it, and it generally just always looks really cool. But when he's not using a war, he can still defend himself, like shown here. Yeah, he just Shoryuken that hyena. One of the more cooler, interesting episodes was seeing Vitani, Kovu, and Nuka, which also confirms the timeline, since Kovu mentioned wanting to see Nala again. But basically, Vitani knows all about the Lion Guard, how Scar had the war and had this power that could rule over Pride Lands. So once hearing Kion had the war, she would try tricking him to go onto their side and help them rule. Of course, though, in the end, they were defeated and he warred them into the second movie. Kinda like, he warred them into a location that they made home in the Outlands. So there's some good episodes here and there. As I said, I actually really enjoy the show. I kept on watching them one episode after another, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. I like the voice acting, I like the animation, I like the characters. I do, like, yeah, sure, the animation isn't like the most amazing all the time, but it's better than a lot of kids shows. The backgrounds are generally always really nice. There's some good stuff here. There really is. I like a lot of the African chants we have in some of the songs, but like I said, some of the songs are good, but not memorable, while others are just bland and generic, like kids show kind of stuff, and that's my only problem with the show. Like, you can take it or leave it if you like the idea of the show, with like the powers and such, if you consider it canon and such. I have heard the first season that they are going to work around why Keon isn't there in the second movie when Kiara's older, so that's going to be really interesting how they do that. You know, I really don't mind this show, and I'm enjoying it more than I thought. I'm already looking forward to watching all the next stuff, and already looking forward to season 3, even though I haven't watched season 2 yet. Well, at least finished it off yet. So yeah, I'm going to give the first season, one of the 4 episodes I've watched of this show, a solid score of 8 out of 10 foxes. I do really like this show, and I easily recommend it to a lot of people, especially the furries, of course. I feel like there's a lot of people that will like this show. It's really, really cool. I really liked it. I do plan on watching the second movie and reviewing that, and it's called The Rise of Scar. So that makes me intrigued right there. And then we'll do the rest of the second season, which then follows after that. But as well, this weekend is the Lion King remake. I will be seeing that and reviewing that, of course. I'm scared, nervous, and very worried. But I will let you know what it's like. And well, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys, and this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to our channel, because I would love you if you do. Hit that bell icon, and this fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.